Hello, this is Victor at restoreyourmercedes.com. This video is for Red in Missouri. Red, this is your unit. This is your 300 CE inline 6 non-ASR unit. I'm going to show operation with cover open because I want to show you a few things, and to be precise, I want to show you the actual value of one of the potentiometers, because that is not really visible when unit is not working. Okay, so the unit cleaned off extremely well. It's really nice looking, very clean. No, very, like, pretty much minimal oxidation by any means. I just polished the surface here for the gasket, and I also lubricated your linkage here, so this one is nice. The unit itself had been on the bench for few days, actually, 36 Celsius and Fahrenheit. So as we can see, unit hits around 100 degrees on the coil. The cold unit, for the comparison, is at 68. That's a room temperature. So you can see that this unit has been energized for quite some time. This unit I just put on the bench. As you can see, this one is still not fully warmed up, and this one is already fully warmed up, and it's been on the bench for a while. Now obviously, one more thing, you cut the zip tie. I just wanted to have the linkage secured to something versus just be hanging in there. So alright, so unit has been warmed. As you can see, the operation, if I try to move the gear here, the motor keeps it in check and keeps it at the position it needs to have it. If I open the throttle plate, the motor sometimes moves a little bit, it just releases. So, and then once it goes back to idle, motor takes over. When you open the throttle plate, motor is not taking over. You basically physically open the throttle plate and introduce air, but when it's on idle, motor takes over, as you can see. So this is proper operation, what we have in here. Now what we see there is we see the voltages on potentiometers. So when I open the throttle all the way, as you can see, throttle position sensor, which is R1, that one changes the voltages as I move the actual throttle linkage. Alright, now the second test I wanted to show you, I'm going to induce the limp mode, but that will allow me to show you the voltage on the second potentiometer, because you need to know if it works. So for that reason, for that, I will remove, oops, a little washer here, because I have some lubrication on the gear shaft. So as you can see, the motor is trying to spin, and the reason for that is because the gear is removed and it is not at the exact angle it needs to be. So if I'm going to change the angle, then we will be able to slow the motor down. As you can see, it's quite sensitive, so it spins one way, the other way. There, if I'm gonna keep it at a certain angle, very precise here, I can make motor stop, and slowly trying to correct for the throttle plate, as you can see. So this is how it operates. Now it's going to go into limp mode once I move this linkage here. That will show us a secondary potentiometer. So here we have it. We also see the safety switch contact switch off, because this is where the contact is built onto second potentiometer. So as you can see, second potentiometer tracks the first one close enough, because when I move the internal gear, this is the clutch, when I move that, we see both open. So that is basically what I wanted to show you, just to show you the operation of first potentiometer, second potentiometer, and safety contact S1. As you can see, if I move it in, voltage also changes. 4.5, I let go, it'll go back to default 4.37, 4.39. Oh, come on, why am I doing this? I'm always doing this. All right, because now I wanted to reinstall the gear and show you the reset of the unit, because right now unit is off, obviously. And why it's off? Because when I move the plate here, the clutch, the motor is not energized because it's limp mode now. So to reset it, I'll just reset the power. The reason for limp mode is just plain simple because of gear being removed. So let's try to slow the motor down, so I'm not gonna put the gear when the motor is turning that quick. Maybe this way. There it goes. See, now back in control. The motor controls the angle on the throttle plate, and our readings 4.37, 4.39 on the second, on the primary potentiometer. Not a big deal. I mean, it's just they can change slightly. As you can see, when it's energized, only one potentiometer tracks. But once it is taken over by the motor, like cruise control, idle speed, then the second potentiometer that I showed you tracks the angle of the plate. Alright, so this is basically all, and unit is ready to go. I'll leave it on the bench overnight, and tomorrow it'll be ready to be mailed back out. Alright, so this is all for me. This is Victor at RestoringMercedes.com. Thank you for watching.